An ex-WWE star faces bullying allegations, plus AEW talent say Chris Jericho won't return to the promotion. And a return to WWE at Wrestlepalooza has been confirmed. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. Former WWE star Cora Jade, known now as Elena Black, is the center of some bullying allegations today. It comes from a former WWE Performance Center trainee, Alexis Late. And she was an ex-volleyball player, a social media personality. She joined the Performance Center in 2022. She was released a year later. She was on the That One Time podcast with Adam Metwally and talked about somebody behind the scenes that she'd had a bit of a to-do with.
Yeah, she says Cora Jade was one of the main bullies I had to deal with in life, not in kayfabe, that means. It's because she texted me and told me to do something. I told her I wasn't going to do that respectfully. She asked me to take down a TikTok. I was like, no, it was just, this is what I did at work today. She's like, you're exposing the whole industry. I wasn't. I did not give away anything kayfabe. She was butthurt that she couldn't control me and she wanted to slander me. She had been there longer than me, but there was no reason why I would there was no reason why I would respect her. My goodness me. Because it didn't do anything she didn't do anything to be respected. She didn't come in to introduce herself to the new people. She didn't make it a safe place to ask her questions about moves. She didn't offer to stay after and help people. We would go up, shake her hand, and she initially turn away from us. She was a mean person. She was really mean. End of story. And I quote here, Cora Jade sucks.
Now, this video did the rounds. It kicked up a bit of a storm online to the point where Cora Jade herself, Elena Black, tweeted in response saying, I shouldn't be giving this girl an ounce more of my energy, but this will be the one and only time I speak on this. And if you know, you know. This girl came into the PC and immediately had heat with everyone for being disrespectful on more than one occasion. I texted this girl trying to help before her heat got worse. That had already travelled up to main roster before she'd even had a match. She chose to basically tell me to F off and then continue to get heat for weeks. Only until multiple main roster talent members spoke to her as well, she decided to come up to me and apologise. I told her I appreciate the apology, but I don't respect how she handles things and the way she disrespects pro wrestling. I came from indie wrestling, absolutely loved wrestling, and was trying to carry on the love and respect that was there when I got there in black and gold. There is absolutely no respect for wrestling with people like this, and it's not my job to care about anymore, which is exactly what is wrong with this entire place in general. I spoke to her maybe 5 times in total, if that. Blunt to a fault sometimes, yes, but bullying is crazy.
In the words of Fred Durst, it's all about the he said, she said, boo, boo, but 2 she's on this occasion. One result of this, Tom, fight!
There's only one way to find out. It is interesting when you talk about how people come in and look at wrestling through different eyes, and you have got 2 very different sides of the spectrum there. You've got somebody who came from a sporting background. The WWE really liked to bring in, who went, come and try out this wrestling thing, you know, like it was a new hobby, like archery or tobogganing.
Yeah, you don't know how the wrestling business works. Let me show you our way, which is the only way the wrestling way.
Yeah. And then you had Elena Black, who came from the indie circuit and wrestled her way through that way, and that's a very different grind. So every so often, and I'm surprised things like this don't happen more often than not, those personalities doth clash.
It just sounds like there's been a little breakdown in communication there. Just get in a room.
Get in a room and sort it out.
Or fight.
A lot of communication around Chris Jericho at the moment. We talked about this morning, how talent behind the scenes at WWE are keen to see him back, some of them very much so, as there is speculation that the end of his AEW deal will spark a return to WWE. The Observer gives us an update today.
Yeah, the Observer said neither Jericho nor Tony Khan have said anything about this when asked not to deny anything either. Jericho's contract expires at the end of the year. There are those in AEW who believe that he's not going to be back and will start with WWE as soon as a Royal Rumble surprise can happen, which is at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's the best place to do a Royal Rumble. There's 2 places to do a Royal Rumble surprise: enter the Royal Rumble, or just go to the Royal Rumble and just shout boo. There's 2 nice ways.
Fire up on 2K a week later. Whoa, it's Jericho.
What a shocker. WrestleVotes also confirms reports from Fightful and other places that say that active talent in WWE are interested in a Chris Jericho return, but it's the Observer today saying the AEW talent don't see him coming back either. And we talked about this earlier in the week, and it feels like a WWE return for Jericho is on the cards.
Yeah, he served his purpose in AEW right at the start of the promotion more so than latter day stuff. It wasn't working like it was once upon a time, was it, as we mentioned earlier in the week. I think him going back, having a few matches, then getting in the Hall of Fame is just what should probably happen.
It seems like the way to do it, doesn't it? It seems like the way it should go. Could we see more two-night WWE PLEs as part of the new regime? Well, Triple H was on the ESPN Sports Center and was asked about the possibility of this and said, we'll see over time.
Yeah, he says, I think the time will tell, and it's really for us about super serving our fans, just like for ESPN. You guys thrive on super serving your fan base. They love buzzwords, don't they?
So they do.
And that people watch, so do we. It's what we want to do. So when we can turn these into bigger events, make them a destination weekend for fans, that's what we will do. It's all about our fans, our WWE universe, and making them happy. Now, as a member of the WWE universe, I don't need all the shows to be 2 nights, Tom. I don't mind WrestleMania being 2 nights. I thought SummerSlam this year, if you look at the card-by-card basis, that could have been 1 card on 1 night. It didn't have to be split so thinly over 2 nights, in my opinion.
But when we heard earlier in the week that one of the reasons behind this 2-night SummerSlam among like a litany of other PLEs was WWE just running down this deal that they had with Peacock so they could start a fresh new one. So we thought, well, maybe next year we'll see less 2-night PLEs. But it's all about the money.
Maybe that's what they're going to do now, Tom. They're just going to sign a new deal. You've got a quarter of shows to hit. Let's try and hit this as quick as possible. Then get a new deal.
Yeah, it might be that way. And also, you got to bear in mind that when it comes to these 2-night PLEs, you know, you're charging double for tickets, and then the venue and the stadium gets 2 nights of massive crowds, 2 nights of concessions, 2 nights of merchandise, double your pleasure, double your fun. So I feel like that is going to be a strong pull for WWE to go big city takeovers with 2-night PLEs.
Yeah, I understand that, but just that last line there, it's all about our fans, our WWE universe, and making them happy. So would you be happy with more 2-night events, trying to keep up with all that stuff? Let us know in the comments down below.
Now, also on this ESPN interview, Triple H revealed that we are getting a return at WrestlePalooza. Who's coming back, Ross?
Pat McAfee.
SmackDown Pat. SmackDown Pat.
That is the guy. Triple H broke news on ESPN Sports Center by saying WrestlePalooza in the home of the one and only Pat McAfee, who is like family to us. Pat will be there. He's going to light the place up. It's going to be exciting.
That's right. He is now an electrician.
Or he loves the Mary Jane.
She's a lovely lady. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Pat on WWE TV. He cited burnout as the reason why he stepped away. We saw Corey Graves stepping up, and Corey's been excellent in that role. It would be a shame to see Corey once again sort of step away, but this is the curse of Corey Graves. We've talked about this before. A man who is so good in any role you put him in that you don't want to nail him down to one particular role.
Too versatile for his own good.
Yeah, he is like the bird's eye potato waffles of professional wrestling broadcasters.
That's what he lived and dreamed of, being called the bird's eye potato waffles of professional wrestling.
That he certainly is. Whereas Pat McAfee is not so much. So when you're going to bring him back, you're going to put him in that particular role. But we're going to hear the dulcet tones of Pat at WrestlePalooza.
The dulcet tones of
Dulcet tones of Pat. Depends how much you like the sound of some bloke just going, yeah, cool! I quite like Pat, I'll be honest. I sound like I don't, but I quite like Pat. Huge weekend of the wrestling, and it's all on our doorstep. It's Forbidden Door on Sunday from AEW. 9 pitches on the channel right now. Predictions on the channel right now as well.
Yes, coming out the show, What Happened At will be on the channel when it's on the channel, and then WTF Moments will be on the Patreon towards the end of next week as well. My goodness me, it's all happening.
It's all happening. And if you're in London this weekend, Saturday night at the Boundary in Farringdon, My World Live. It is Jeff Jarrett, it is Grado, it is me. And some special guests as well.
I've heard it's 2 special guests.
I've heard it's 3 or 9 or 17. I've heard the special guests are pretty cool. And you'll find out what they are and who they are and when they are if you join us at the Boundary in Farringdon on Saturday night. Tickets at myworldliveuk.com. We're going to have a lovely old night in London. I can't wait to see you. I'm so tired this week, but I'm so energized to hang out with my best friend Jeff Jarrett, who's bringing me a TC necklace.
Yeah.
They don't do them at
bedazzled TC on
I
your
think
tear.
it is.
Yeah.
They don't do them at H. Samuel, so I'm presuming it's something special. We'll find out together. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Bye!